तर गुरुवारी
ओके.
आपल्याला थोडा वेळ मिळेल 2 लेक्चर्सच्या मधात, तर ती मी तेव्हा त्या डिफिकल्टीज सॉल्व्ह करते. काही व्हिडिओजमध्ये लॅगिंग टाईम येतो आहे ऑडिओ आणि व्हिडिओमध्ये. तर जिथपर्यंत होत असेल तितकं करा. नाही जमलं तर मग मी सांगेल तुम्हाला गुरुवारी, शुक्रवारी थोडा वेळ मिळेल आपल्याला त्यावेळेस.
ठीक आहे
हां,
मॅडम.
ओके.
कोण नाही, कोर्स पर्यंत झालेलं आहे मॅडम, आणि त्याच्या पुढचं जे आहे ना, म्हणजे आपण जे फाईल तयार केलेली आहे
हां, ते अपलोड करायचे आहेत.
ते अपलोड, म्हणजे फक्त तिथून अपलोड करायची तिथं का नाव
हां.
वगैरे टाकायचे ते त्याच्यामध्ये फिलअप करायचं भरपूर आहे ना?
ॲड अँड ॲक्टिव्हिटी अँड रिसोर्समध्ये गेल्यानंतर सर फाईल अपलोड करायची, फाईलचं नाव काय आहे ते द्यायचं आणि बाकी कोणतेच टॅब एक्सप्लोर नाही करायचे आहेत. फक्त खाली जाऊन सेव्ह अँड रिटर्न किंवा सेव्ह अँड डिस्प्ले करायचं.
म्हणजे तिथं फाईल अटॅच करायची, नाव द्यायचे, ते 2-3
हां,
नाव आहेत ते.
बस फाईलला नाव द्यायचं, काय नावाने आपण स्टुडंट्सला देतो आहे ते, रीडिंग मटेरियल किंवा नोट्स, वर्ड फाईल आहे की कोणत्या सब्जेक्टशी रिलेटेड फाईल आहे ते नाव लिहायचं.
ठीक आहे.
तरी काही डाऊट असला तर आपण गुरुवारी सॉल्व्ह करूया ते.
चालेल.
हं.
2 व्हिडिओ झालेत कंप्लीट व्यवस्थित, फक्त ते
हां,
फाईल
मला
वगैरे
आता एक
पुटअप
आपला
करता येईल.
मेसेज येतो आहे आपल्या ग्रुपवरती, की थोडा व्हिडिओमध्ये प्रॉब्लेम आहे म्हणून. ते एका
हा,
बॅचमध्येच
तो
घेतलं होतं, तर तेव्हा काही सेव्ह करताना काही एरर आला असेल. तर मी समजावून सांगेल काहींना जर नसेल समजलं तर.
ठीक आहे मॅम.
हं. बाकी आय
मॅडम
थिंक
इथे ते
साईट तर सगळ्यांची बनली असेल, ॲटलीस्ट साईट.
नाही बनले मॅडम, तिथपर्यंत झालेलं आहे. मग ते म्हणजे फिलअप करायचं राहिले. त्यानंतर पुन्हा आणखी 2-3 व्हिडिओ आहेत ना, ते
नाही सर, इनिशियल जी
राहिले.
साईटचं नाव तर तुम्हाला मिळालं असेल ना, पहिली स्टेप जी आहे ती.
मॅडम स्लाइड तर तयार आहेत.
हां.
मला हे विचारायचं आहे की पूर्ण कोर्स तिथे डिझाइन करायचा आहे का?
हो, हो, हो. जितके पण मी
कंप्लीट करू?
5 व्हिडिओ दिले आहेत ना, त्याच्यामध्ये बघा, पहिली स्टेप आहे साईट क्रिएशन.
हं.
सेकंड
राइट,
स्टेप
राइट.
है यूजर पासवर्ड, पासवर्ड चेंज करायची स्टेप आहे. तिसरी स्टेप आहे ॲडमिनचं प्रोफाईल अपडेट. फोर्थ स्टेप
हां,
आहे फ्रंट पेज सेटिंग.
हां.
मग आहे आय थिंक कॅटेगरीज आणि कोर्स क्रिएशन. कोर्स क्रिएशनमध्ये तो यूट्यूबचा व्हिडिओवाला वगैरे मी घेतलाय की नाही, आय डोंट थिंक सो. अदरवाईज फक्त कोर्स समरी ॲड कशी करायची ते मी कव्हर केलं असेल. मग ते ॲड झाल्यानंतर मग कोर्सच्या आतमध्ये गेल्यानंतर रिसोर्सेस आणि ॲक्टिव्हिटीज ॲड करायचे आहे. रिसोर्सेस म्हणजे फाइल्स, वर्ड, PDF, PPT फाइल किंवा पेज तुम्ही ॲड करू शकता. आणि एक्टिविटीज़ में शायद मैंने सिर्फ क्विज वाला दिया है, और लास्ट में स्टूडेंट्स एनरोलमेंट कैसे करना है. बस इतनी स्टेप्स तो भी आप लोगों को जितना हो सकता है उतना करिए. अदरवाइज थर्सडे फ्राइडे आई विल टेक सम सेशंस. 1-2 घंटा तो मैं उसके ऊपर दूंगी, मतलब एक ब्रीफ आइडिया आप लोगों को समझ में आ जाएगी. ठीक है,
ठीक आहे.
जितना आप लोग अपनी तरफ से कर सकते हैं वो वीडियो देख के उतना आप करने की कोशिश करिए. बाकी मैं आप लोगों को एक्सप्लेन करूंगी थर्सडे और फ्राइडे के सेशंस में. अपने को जैसे ही सेमिनार्स अपने हो जाते हैं, वी विल गेट सफिशिएंट टाइम ऑन फ्राइडे एंड थर्सडे. इन बिटवीन 3 to 4 we will get the time after session of जगदीश राठौड़ सर at 3 o'clock. नेक्स्ट सेशन अपना 4 बजे है, तो बीच का जो 1 घंटा है उसमें मैं कुछ टॉपिक्स एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगी, और कुछ चीज़ें अगर बचती है तो वो मैं फ्राइडे को एक्सप्लेन करूंगी सेमिनार्स अपने ख़त्म होने के बाद. सो डोंट वरी, आपका हो जाएगा मॉडल कंप्लीट. बेसिक बेसिक चीज़ें आप करके रखिए, जो डिफ़िकल्टीज़ है वो नोट डाउन करके रखिए. आई विल सॉल्व दैट.
ठीक आहे मॅम.
ओके.
Everybody, today I am going to explain you about a very sensitive issue in research publication, and that is plagiarism and copyrighted works. Okay, so these two main points I am going to highlight in my session today. See friends, actually what publication is? Publication is the final stage of research, and therefore it is the responsibility of not only researcher but also the editors and also the reviewers, right? And the researchers have a responsibility to ensure that their publications are honest, clear, accurate, complete, and balanced, and there should not be any misleading information or selective or ambiguous reporting. and that is actually the responsibility of us, that is the researchers. Okay, and journal editors should ensure the integrity of research literature, right? So it is the joint responsibility of editors, researcher, as well as the reviewer. And when we talk about publication ethics, these three factors are very important, that is authors, reviewers, and editors. And everybody has got a certain responsibility, a set of responsibility. See, this is actually the process. When author submits the paper to the editorial office checks for quality as well as the plagiarism. If they find the paper is original, it is accepted for peer review. Then peer reviewer send their comments and opinion on that particular paper. These comments come to the editorial board, right? And based on the comments of the reviewer, editorial board accepts the paper or asks for revision from the author or rejects the paper, right? Actually, this is actually the life cycle of the research paper. Now, how to write the research papers and what are the ethical aspects involved in it? Okay, that is the question. So there are some documents which help as guideline on publication ethics. See, every journal has got author's instructions. Okay, so that can be a guide. Then there are some standard guidelines throughout the world followed, like Blackwell Best Practice Guidelines, then COPE, that is Committee on Publication Ethics. See, friends, this COPE is very important for all of us being teachers in the universities and colleges, because UGC accepted these guidelines, right? And there is for medical journal editors, ICMJE, then good publication practice for pharmaceutical companies, then European Medical Writers Association guidelines, then CSE, that is Council of Science Editors guidelines, WEM, that is World Association of Medical Editors, is European Association of Science Editors, and these are the basic guidelines. But we are going to highlight this today. Okay, that is the COPE. We should know these guidelines thoroughly. Then see, this is the homepage of International Committee of Medical Journal Editors, and here you will get the guidelines. Then I have searched it for a plagiarism, and there are 15 documents available regarding plagiarism in these guidelines. This is one of the document, that is scientific misconduct, expressions of concern and retraction. Then you can see that this is the homepage of Good Publication Practice, GPP, and this is EMWA, that is European Medical Writers Association. In this way, they will give you some guideline documents from these sites you can download. Then you can see this is Council of Science Editors page. You can see over here, this is the white paper on publication ethics. You can read this particular paper, entire paper. Then WEM is also there for medical editors, and under WEM you will get all the policies and guidelines over here, ethics and professionalism for authors, conflict of interest and all. Okay, these are the guidelines. Then EASE is also one of the guideline document, that is the European Association of Science Editors. Okay. Now, friends, there are four general principles of research ethics. The very first one is integrity, respect, good consequences, and fairness. And as per Norwegian National Committee for Medical and Health Research Ethic Guidelines for Research, you can see these are the uh, uh, points given under these guidelines, that is quest for truth, academic freedom, quality, voluntarily informed consent, confidentiality, impartiality, integrity, good reference practice, then institutional responsibility, availability of results, social global responsibilities, and of course laws and regulations. Now, I will not go into deep of the best practices in publication ethics, but there are, according to me, there are 14 to 15 best practices followed. Okay. The first one is transparency. The second one is authorship statement should be clear and acknowledgements. Then you can see collecting the detailed authorship information, attributing authorship to a group, then redundant publication. Then you can also see promoting research integrity, registering clinical trials. If human is the source, then you should register the clinical trials. Then protection of rights, respecting the confidentiality, respecting cultures and heritage, informing readers about research and publication misconduct. Okay, then publishing work from a journal's own staff. Timing of publication is also a very important thing, and conflict of interest, then supplements and other funded publications, and protecting IPRs. Okay, so these are all the best practices followed in publications. Now I'm coming to two important concepts. That is, the first one is plagiarism, what plagiarism is, and the other one is copyright violation. Okay, so these are not synonyms. These are two different concepts, but these are overlapping concepts. What plagiarism means? Plagiarism means when you don't say where you took it from. मतलब आपने किसी और के काम में से कुछ पोर्शन उठा के खुद का बताया है, लेकिन आप उसको छुपा रहे हो, राइट? आप उसको अपना खुद का राइटिंग बता रहे हो. So plagiarism deals with moral aspects, right? Copyright is a legal aspect. और इसमें क्या होता है, व्हेन यू टेक इट विदाउट द परमिशन ऑफ द कॉपीराइट होल्डर. सो ये लीगल इशू होता है. ये कॉपीराइट का हमारा एक नेशनल एक्ट है, इंडियन कॉपीराइट एक्ट 1957, और वो बार बार अमेंड होते गया है. और ये जो ओवरलैपिंग पोर्शन आप यहाँ पे देख रहे हो, राइट? सो इट इज बोथ, मीन्स व्हेन यू टेक इट विदाउट परमिशन एंड पास इट ऑफ एज योर ओन वर्क, right? So it is the case of violation also, copyright violation and plagiarism also. Now I will first talk about the copyrighted works. So research ethics says whenever there is a symbol of this copyright, okay, so copyrighted statement should be read. Copyright statement involves three parts: this symbol, then the name of the copyright holder, and the year of creation. Okay, so ये सब जो तीनों चीजें मिलके होता है, that is called as copyright statement. और आपने कोई भी चीज आप copyrighted works में से लेते हो, तो उसके copyright claims क्या है उसके बारे में आपने जानना बहुत important होता है. Okay, now we will see how copyrighted works can be used for research work purpose. Okay, so in our law, in our copyright act, there is a clause of fair use. Means you can use the copyrighted works for teaching, learning, and for research purpose under this fair use concept, right? Now what this fair use is, actually our first copyright act, it was published in 1914, and then followed by 1957 act. Okay, and actually what copyright is, it is a form of intellectual property law protecting the original works, includes literary works, dramatic works, musical, artistic works, even the computer software programs can be protected under this copyright law. Okay, and one thing is very important to know, it does not protect facts, ideas, systems, and methods of operation. Okay, uh, for the work getting copyrighted, there are two requirements. It should be your original work, and second one is it should be fixed in tangible format. मीन्स आपको क्या करना है कि केवल आइडिया नहीं चलेगा, आइडिया कैन नॉट बी कॉपीराइटेड, लेकिन आप उसको मूर्त स्वरूप में लाते हो, जैसे ड्राइंग निकालते हो या आप फोटो निकालते हो, ओके, आप नॉवेल लिखते हो तो ऐसे उसको मूर्त फॉर्म में अगर आपने लाए तो दैट कैन बी कॉपीराइटेड। अभी ये कॉपीराइट एक्ट जो होता है वो ओनर को कौन से एक्ट देता है? रिप्रोडक्शन, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, एडाप्टेशन, डिस्प्ले एंड परफॉर्मेंस, इसके लिए वो आपको प्रोटेक्शन देता है। सपोज किसी को उस किताब का ट्रांसलेशन करना है दूसरी भाषा में, ही शुड अप्रोच यू एंड शुड टेक योर परमिशन। आपकी परमिशन के बिना वो ये सब चीजें रिप्रोडक्शन, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, अडेप्टेशन, डिस्प्ले, परफॉर्मेंस नहीं कर सकता है, राइट। और इस चीज के लिए परमिशन देते वक्त अगर आप रॉयल्टी क्लेम करते हो, आपकी फीस क्लेम करते हो, तो उसको देना पड़ेगा। ओके, सो this is our Indian Copyright Office official homepage, you can see, and everything about copyright you will get from this official page. Okay, Copyright Office, here are the links given. Okay, and actually this is the these are the steps involved in copyright registration. आपको जो कुछ भी आपके किताबें हैं या फिर आपके क्रिएटिव एक्सप्रेशंस है, कुछ वर्क्स है, तो यू कैन go to this copyright office and you can file your request. Okay, and you have to pay some fees for getting the work copyrighted, and as per the creations, different charges are there. Now I am coming back to how to use copyrighted works for our research purpose under fair use guidelines. यहाँ पे मैं आपको एक उदाहरण देना चाहूंगी कि हमें अगर किसी भी चीज के लिए इमेज चाहिए, बहुत अच्छी इमेज, सपोज यू आर वर्किंग ऑन डीएनए, ओके, तो आपको डीएनए की इमेज चाहिए, तो हम कितने अच्छे से गूगल इमेजेस में जाके डीएनए की इमेज कॉपी करके ले लेते हैं। वो इमेज लेने के बाद में नीचे हम सोर्स भी देते हैं कि ये हमने कहाँ से लिया है। ओके, दैट मीन्स वी आर साइटिंग द रेफरेंस आल्सो। लेकिन क्या होता है कि ये जो कॉपीराइट इमेजेस होती है, गूगल इमेजेस, इसमें से बहुत सारी इमेजेस, मोर देन 60% इमेजेस दे आर कॉपीराइटेड इमेजेस। और वो कॉपीराइट स्टेटमेंट अगर आपने चेक नहीं किया तो क्या होता है कि आपसे वायलेशन हो सकता है कानून का, राइट। सो एक अच्छी हैबिट डाल लीजिए, वेन एवर यू आर कॉपिंग एन इमेज देन यू शुड चेक बिफोर द कॉपीराइट स्टेटमेंट। अगर उसमें लिखा है कैन नॉट बी रिप्रोड्यूस्ड विदाउट द परमिशन ऑफ द कॉपीराइट होल्डर, ऐसा अगर मैसेज है तो यू अवॉइड and contact that copyright holder and ask his permission. Okay, so under fair use how you can use, that means here if permission are required you can go for permissions. If the original creator is asking for royalty, then you should pay him the fees, and mutual contracts are also there under fair use. Okay, so for non-commercial purpose, you can use the copyrighted works under the clause of fair use. Now, fair use to be fair, and what does it mean? Now we will see that. See, fair use does not allow use of another's entire work. ठीक है ना, आप नॉन कमर्शियल के लिए कर रहे हो, टीचिंग लर्निंग रिसर्च के लिए कर रहे हो, लेकिन आप उसका पूरा वर्क कॉपी पेस्ट नहीं कर सकते। It does not allow use of any part of another's work without attribution. और यहाँ पे फेयर यूज में भी आपको जहां से आपने वो पोर्शन लिया है उसका रेफरेंस साइट करना, एट्रीब्यूट देना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है। ओके, and under fair use it allows you to use parts of another's copyrighted works without permission or charge, provided that you attribute these parts to their creator. यानी आप छोटा ही पार्ट लो और उसका एट्रीब्यूशन दो, साइटेशन दो, तो आप फेयर यूज में नॉन कमर्शियल पर्पस के लिए यूज कर सकते हो। नाउ फॉर यूज टू बी फेयर, अभी फेयर यूज में एक लेंथी डॉक्यूमेंट है, तो ब्रेविटी के साथ में आपको उसमें से कुछ चीजें लेनी है जो आपके काम की है। सो ओनली स्मॉल पोर्शंस ऑफ द कॉपीराइटेड वर्क्स कैन बी यूज्ड। दूसरा होता है स्पॉन्टेनिटी। सपोज आपका पीएचडी रिसर्च चल रहा है और आपका सबमिशन का डेट है और इतने में आपको समय नहीं है, तो भी एक कॉपीराइट ओनर को परमिशन लेटर डाल दो, ईमेल कर दो, राइट। और उनको ये चीज बताना कि दिस यूज इज ओनली रेस्ट्रिक्टेड टू माय थीसिस वर्क, ओके, दैट कैन बी डन। तीसरी चीज, जैसे मेरा एक किताब है, मेरा पब्लिशर मुझे 10% रॉयल्टी देता है एंड किताब का चार्ज है सपोज 2000 रुपीज, ओके। तो अगर किसी और ने वो किताब लाइब्रेरी से इशू की और पूरा के पूरा फोटोकॉपी कर दिया उसका और यूज करने लगा, यहाँ पे क्या होता है, मेरा इकोनॉमिक लॉस होता है। वो एक कॉपी अगर उसने परचेस की रहती थी तो मुझे 200 रुपीज मिले रहते थे, राइट। अगर ऐसा कुछ होता है तो वो फेयर यूज में नहीं आता है। अगर क्रिएटर का जो ओरिजिनल क्रिएटर है उसका इकोनॉमिक नुकसान कुछ आप करते हो, तो वो फेयर यूज में नहीं गिना जाता है, ओके। सो फेयर यूज किस क्राइटेरिया पे चलता है, एक्चुअली पर्पस क्या है, नेचर क्या है, अमाउंट आप कितना यूज कर रहे हो और उस यूज का इफेक्ट क्या है, राइट। सो क्रिटिसिज्म, कमेंट्री, न्यूज रिपोर्टिंग, टीचिंग, स्कॉलरशिप, रिसर्च के लिए यू कैन यूज द कॉपीराइटेड वर्क्स अंडर फेयर यूज, right. Now only small portions of the copyrighted works can be used, right. So how you can define this small portion? So उसके लिए एक इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई थी और वो कॉन्फ्रेंस में आफ्टर डिस्कशंस दे गेव सम रिजोल्यूशंस, ओके, सम गाइडलाइंस रिगार्डिंग दैट short portions. So some of the guidelines are 10% or 3 minutes, whichever is less of a motion picture, 10% or 1000 words, whichever is less of textual material, and this type of guidelines they have given 10% or 30 seconds, whichever is less of music. So they have given the resolutions regarding fair use. Now this copyright bundle, it covers two types of rights to the owner. The first one is economic rights, which covers reproduction, publishing, performance, communication to public, adaptation, translation, and assignments. But there is one more bundle of rights is there, that is the moral rights, which are also called as author's special rights, okay, author's special rights. So there is a right of paternity, that is claim of authorship of the work, and second one is right to integrity, that means to restrain or claim damages in respect of any distortion, mutilation, modification, or other act, okay. So this integrity, right to integrity and right to paternity are very important rights which are provided under copyrights, okay. Now here is one beautiful example of moral rights, okay. See, this is a case between Amarnath Sehgal and Union of India. देखिए, ये जो अमरनाथ सहगल है वो ब्रॉन्ज की मूरल्स बनाते हैं, स्कल्पचर्स बनाते हैं, ओके। सो 1957 में विज्ञान भवन जो है दिल्ली में, तो उसका रिनोवेशन निकाला, तो उसके पोर्च में प्रस्तावित करने के लिए एक ब्रॉन्ज का मूरल बनाने का काम इनको दिया गया। इन्होंने 5 साल में वो काम कंप्लीट किया और 40 फीट बाय 140 फीट की उन्होंने ब्रॉन्ज मूरल बना के वो प्रस्तावित भी हो गई। फिर 1979 में उसी बिल्डिंग का फिर से रिनोवेशन निकला, तो ददन अथॉरिटीज जो थी उन्होंने वो मुरल को वहां से हटा के स्टोर हाउस में डंप कर दिया। अभी जब इनको पता चला अमरनाथ सहगल जी को कि मेरे कलाकृति के साथ में ऐसा हुआ है, तो उन्होंने कोर्ट में डैमेज चार्जेस किए अंडर मोरल राइट्स एंड दैट वाज द अमाउंट 50 लाख रुपीस एट दैट टाइम, ओके। कोर्ट ने भी माना कि मोरल राइट्स जो है ऑथर क्रिएटर के वो वायलेट हुए हैं और उन्होंने आदेश दिया कि डैमेज चार्जेस उनको दे दो और उनका काम उनको सम्मान के साथ वापस कर दो, ओके। दिस इज एक्चुअली द मोरल राइट अंडर कॉपीराइट बंडल. There are some infringement of copyright cases are there. I will just discuss one or two over here. There was one very famous case, that is Crazy 4 case, It was between Ram Sampath versus Rakesh Roshan and Rajesh Roshan 2008 in Bombay. इसका जो टाइटल सॉन्ग था वो फिल्माया गया था शाहरुख खान और ऋतिक रोशन पे, लेकिन उस सॉन्ग में राम संपत ने एक्चुअली सोनी एरिक्सन मोबाइल के लिए एक ट्रैक कंपोज किया था, उसमें का पीस इन्होंने उठा लिया राकेश रोशन और राजेश रोशन ने, और वो टाइटल सॉन्ग में डाला गया। ये जो फिल्म है ये फ्राइडे को रिलीज होने वाली थी। ओके, तो मंडे राम संपत ने पिटीशन डाली बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट में रिगार्डिंग द इन्फ्रिंजमेंट ऑफ कॉपीराइट और डैमेज चार्जेस मांगे 4 करोड़ रुपीस। कोर्ट ने भी फैसला दिया फिल्म कैन नॉट बी रिलीज्ड विदाउट विद दिस इन्फ्रिंज सॉन्ग। तो आउट ऑफ कोर्ट सेटलमेंट हुई उनकी थर्सडे को ₹2 करोड़ में। सी व्हाट इज द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ कॉपीराइट, राइट? नाउ देयर वर वन, देखिए ये जो कॉपीराइट वगैरह है इसके बारे में जो आम जनता है उसमें अवेयरनेस कम है, और इसी का उदाहरण ये है कि कलकत्ता में जो दुर्गा पूजा उत्सव मनाया जाता है सॉल्ट लेक में, तो उन्होंने क्या किया, ये हैरी पॉटर्स हॉगवर्ट्स कैसल के जैसा पूरा स्टेज बनाया और उसके ऊपर ये उनके हीरोज के चित्र लगा दिए। एक्चुअली ये बात जब हैरी पॉटर का कॉपीराइट ओनर है जेके रावलिंग्स इनके पास में गई, तो उन्होंने सीधा सीधा नोटिस भेजा एंड डैमेज चार्जेस ₹20 लाख मांगे। अभी वो दुर्गा पूजा उत्सव कमिटी कहाँ से पे करेगी? तो दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट को इसके बीच में आना पड़ा। उन्होंने कहा दिस इज द रिलीजियस सेरेमनी, द कमिटी कुड कंटिन्यू विथ पेंडॉल टिल पूजा, और एक अंडरटेकिंग दिया उन्होंने कि इसके बाद में हम ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होने देंगे, राइट? सो एक्चुअली ये अवेयरनेस कम है कॉपीराइट वगैरह का, उसकी वजह से ये सब चीजें होती है। अभी एक मूवी आई थी एक हंटर वाली, ओके, 1930s में आई थी। उसमें एक कैरेक्टर जो था फियरलेस नादिया स्टंट वुमन का, वो कॉपीराइटेड कैरेक्टर था, ठीक है। 2016 में मूवी आई रंगून, ओके, 2016 में, और उसमें कंगना रनावत की भूमिका थी, और उसका नाम दिया गया जानबाज जूली। लेकिन ये जानबाज जूली का कैरेक्टर जो था वो एग्जैक्टली फियरलेस नादिया के जैसा था, राइट? हेलो, एनीबडी हैविंग लैंग्वेज प्रॉब्लम?
Yes, ma'am. We people from Tamil Nadu, ma'am. Kindly,
Tamil Nadu.
kindly use mixed language, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm using mixed language, no?
Okay.
English and Hindi will do, na?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
okay. So what was the similarity? Legal battle हुआ उसका, and the costume, the character sketch, the style of walking, wearing a mask, a whip, being a stunt woman, and using the phrase bloody hell. Actually, everything was copied from Fearless Nadia character, which was the copyrighted character. Okay. Now here the issue was whether infringement of the character Fearless Nadia took place. Court held that as there were substantial copying of the character, Rangoon of Vishal Bharadwaj was accused of infringement and was asked to pay bank guarantee of 2 crores. Actually, same thing happened with Gajni also. The first movie Gajni, it was in Tamil, released in the year 2005, where the main character suffered from temporary memory loss and was out to get revenge of his wife's murder. Okay, and in 2008, Hindi version of Gajni was released, and the character also suffered from short-term memory loss and was out for revenge of his girlfriend's murder. The only difference was in later movie the girl was his girlfriend. Okay. Now, court held that there were infringement and interim injunction was ordered. So these are all the case studies of copyright violations. Now, what the act says? what are the punishments for copyright violations. Okay, so it is a criminal offense and imprisonment up to 3 years, but not less than 6 months. Then fine, which may be less than 50,000, may not be less than 50,000, but may extend up to 2 lakhs. Okay, so these are the legal problems, and there are certain punishments. Now, I'm coming to open access literature, which is available on the web. Now you will get open access journals, you will get the digital libraries, okay, virtual libraries and whatnot from the web. So there also protection systems are there under Creative Commons licenses, the like CC by NC, CC by NCND and all. Okay. See, if the work is in public domain, you can copy and publish. No attribution is required. Commercial use you can do, modify and adapt. Adaptation you can do. You can change the licenses. But if the open access literature is showing this by and attribution, then you will be doing all these things. Then by essay, share alike. Here, changes in license is not permissible. Then by ND, that is attribution, no derivatives. So here, these type of works you cannot modify and adapt. Okay. Then by NC, that is attribution non-commercial. Here, commercial use is not permissible. Then by NCSA, that is attribution non-commercial, share alike. Here you can see two things are not permissible, that is the commercial use of that document and changing of license. And the last one is by NCND, that is attribution non-commercial, no derivatives. Here commercial use not permissible and you cannot modify and adapt the document. Okay, so this is actually Creative Commons licenses system. Now we'll go ahead. Now I am coming to the concept of plagiarism. Okay, what plagiarism is? Plagiarism is the act of presenting another's works or ideas as your own. Okay, and the word plagiarism comes from the Latin plagiaris, meaning kidnapper. Now, plagiarism is the act of presenting the words, ideas, images, sounds, or the creative expression of others as your own. It is a sort of intellectual theft. It is improper use of others' writings, ideas, artistic expressions, etc. It is presenting the works of another as one's original work. And lastly, it is failing to credit another's intellectual property to them. Okay, this is actually the plagiarism. This is a definition I found from Google, that is P for poor documentation, L for loose control, A for act of demoralizing, G for getting poor reputation, then informing the wrong history, act of malpractice, then risky literature, invisible referencing, selecting horrific writing, and meaningless paraphrasing. Okay, that is plagiarism. See, plagiarism can be done knowingly or sometimes accidentally it happens. Okay, that means accidentally means sometimes you forget to include in quotes, you forget to cite the reference, but knowingly when you are doing plagiarism, that is called as intellectual plagiarism. Here you use all the tools like thesaurus and all, and you can do that knowingly, right? Intelligent plagiarism. See, plagiarism is a very serious academic offense. Previously, there were some punishments like warning, then resubmissions, then reduction, getting failure and all. But now UGC has become very strict, and UGC has given strict rules for plagiarism issues and enhancing the quality of research in universities. Okay, this is just a pillar I got from Google Images itself. See, boss says, prepare a report on plagiarism. The subordinate goes to internet and he copies all the material over there from the internet. Okay. Plagiarism report itself is a plagiarized document. There are various types of plagiarism. The first one is word for word. Okay, it is also called as direct plagiarism or text plagiarism. Here what happens? Exactly dicto copy you make. That is Control A, Control C and Control V. Okay. Then there is mosaic, then paraphrasing, then ideas, authorship, secondary sources, and also self plagiarism is also there. See, word for word, don't ever do it in your research, okay? That is unethical. That is copying the whole of others' writings and saying that it is mine, my own, okay? Then there is mosaic, that is patchwork plagiarism also, okay? And it is the second kind of plagiarism and it is similar to copying and it perhaps the second most common type of plagiarism. And this occurs when the plagiarizer borrows the phrases and clauses from the original source and weaves them into his own writing. And without putting the phrases in quotation marks and not citing the author. Okay, so this is the patchwork plagiarism. The third type of plagiarism is paraphrasing. See, if you are not using the words given by the original authors, you are writing in your own language, in your own words. But original author's citation, if you are not giving, then that is the act of plagiarism because the concept you have drawn from there. Okay. So using another's idea also needs the reference or citation. Okay. Then self plagiarism. See, we think this thesis is mine, okay? I can publish the data anywhere and whatever repeated publications is there, it's mine. But actually, this should not happen, okay? And you should provide the reference of your earlier publication that is required. And UGC has given one notification regarding this self plagiarism. See, you can see over here, the notification was during lockdown period, that is on 20th April 2020. Okay, and UGC has used the phrase text recycling for self plagiarism, and this word UGC has taken from COPE guidelines, COPV, Committee on Publication Ethics. Okay, so what UGC says? UGC says that a reproduction in part or whole of one's own previously published work without adequate citation and proper acknowledgement and claiming the most recent work as new and original for any academic advantage. Academic advantage means your selection or promotion amounts to text recycling, that is self plagiarism, and it is not acceptable. Okay, UGC further says that text recycling includes republishing the paper without citation. Okay, see, you have once published, but you are republishing the paper. Suppose your paper is already published in conference proceeding, and you are again republishing it in a book as a chapter. Okay, then and that too without giving the previous citation. So it is violation. Then publishing small work from longer and previous work without citation. Then reusing the data already used without citation. Then breaking up longer study in smaller sections and publishing as a new without citation. And paraphrasing of previous work without due citations. Okay. So all these things are included under recycling, that is the self plagiarism. and it is UGC public notice that is dated 20th April 2020. Now, what are the steps taken by UGC in prevention of plagiarism in India? So, UGC has given one notification regarding minimum standards and procedure for award of MPhil PhD degree issued on 1st June 2009. Then UGC also instructed all Indian universities to have an anti-plagiarism policy and mandatory to check plagiarism and upload on Shodhaganga, the thesis. So these are the 3 steps UGC has already taken, and you all are aware of Shodhaganga portal for Indian thesis. Okay, and you can see the recent status of this Shodhaganga portal over here. Now, in 2014 and 15, InflipNet gave access to 110 universities for 2 commercial softwares, that is Authenticate and Turnitin. Okay. In 2015-16, InflipNet provided Urkund to 135 universities. In September 2019, InflipNet provided PDS Urkund to 1000 higher education institutions. In September 2019, MHRD has launched PDS Show the Shuddhi portal, for which InflipNet is the nodal officer. This is the Show the Shuddhi portal, you can see, and here is login to Urkund. You can be the member of this. Okay. Now I am coming to the most recent notification regarding plagiarism in higher institution publications. See, it is called as Promotion of Academic Integrity and Prevention of Plagiarism in Higher Education Institutions Regulations 2018. It was released on 23rd July 2018. And what UGC says over here regarding plagiarism, you can see point 6 is curbing plagiarism. What UGC has recommended, higher education institute shall declare and implement the technology-based mechanism using appropriate software so as to ensure that documents such as thesis, dissertation, publications, or any other such documents are free from plagiarism at the time of their submission. This is the first one. So, UGC is asking of using the appropriate software over here. Then second one is the mechanism as defined at A above shall be made accessible to all engaged in research work, including student, faculty, researcher and staff. Okay. उन्होंने ये कहा है कि वो सॉफ्टवेयर का एक्सेस हर एक को देना चाहिए आपने जो भी रिसर्च में एंगेज्ड है, दैट इज स्टूडेंट, फैकल्टी, रिसर्चर एंड स्टाफ. Thirdly, every student submitting a thesis, dissertation or any other such documents to higher education institution shall submit an undertaking indicating that the document has been prepared by him or her and that the document is original work and free from any plagiarism. So students' declaration page should be there. Then fourth one is the undertaking shall include the fact that the document has been duly checked through document plagiarism detection tool approved by higher education institute. And fifth one is higher education institute shall develop a policy on plagiarism and get it approved by its relevant statutory body and authorities, and the approved policy shall be placed on the homepage of the higher education institute. So it is mandatory for every institution that they should get approved the plagiarism policy, and the link should be given on the website, that too on the home page itself. Okay. Then the research supervisor is also responsible. So each research supervisor shall submit a certificate including that the work done by the researcher under him is plagiarism free. Means the declaration should be given by the student as well as the certificate should be issued by the supervisor. And next one is higher education institute shall submit in InflipNet soft copies of every such research document, okay, to upload on Shodhaganga e-repository. Then higher education institute shall create institutional repository of their own. Every college should have their own institutional repository, and you can upload the dissertations of your students, thesis of faculty and students, paper publication and other in-house publication in this institutional repository. So all these uh, points are very, very important according to 2018 notification. Now, UGC has not used the plagiarism word, but they have used one word, that is similarity check. How the similar portions are there in your research document. Okay. So, UGC has given one guideline, that is the similarity checks for plagiarism shall exclude the following. It shall exclude the following. That is all quoted work reproduced with all necessary permission and or attribution. See, suppose uh, there is one paper which is copyrighted one and needs permission. So you have taken the permission. So all these certificates should be there in your document. Okay. Then all references, bibliography, table of content, preface, acknowledgement, all these previous preliminary pages should be excluded while checking the similarity check. Okay. Then all generic terms, laws, standard symbols, standard equation should also be excluded while checking similarity check. Okay. Now suppose if there is a complaint about any research work, okay, and the institute suspects that here this is the case of plagiarism, then there should be a mechanism in the institute. Okay, so there should be one departmental academic integrity panel. Okay, and there should be one institutional academy integrity panel. So departmental level पे भी आपका scrutiny होगा, and that report will go to your university authorities. Okay, so these two committees should be formed. Now, uh, in this 2018 regulation, UGC has taken strict steps in case of plagiarism issues. Okay, what UGC says? UGC says that the research shall be based on original ideas, which shall include abstract, summary, hypothesis, observations, results, and recommendations only, and shall not have any similarities. Okay, and UGC has came up with unique level based degree of similarity and level of penalties. Now, here is the thing. In case of thesis and dissertation submitted, okay, if similarity percentage is below 10, then it will do. No penalty will be imposed. But the similarity check is between 10% to 40%. Then the student will have to resubmit the work within 6 months. Then level 2, that is more than 40% but less than 60% similarity is there, then student will not be allowed to resubmit the work for 1 year. And level 3 is if the percentage of similarity is more than 60, then registration of the student will be cancelled. Okay. Then secondly, in case of research publications, okay, if it is below 10%, no penalty will be imposed. But if it is more than 10 but less than 40%, then author will have to remove the research work. Then more than 40% but less than 60, then 3-tier penalty will be imposed. The first one is author will have to withdraw the manuscript. Second one, author will not be given one annual increment. The third one, author will not supervise any new student for masters, MPhil, PhD for 2 years. And if there is more than 60% similarity found in your research publication, then author will have to withdraw the manuscript. Author will not be given 2 annual increments, and author will not supervise any new student for masters, MPhil, PhD for 3 years. So these are the strict actions taken by UGC in 2018. Okay. Actually, why do people plagiarize? This is the question. Maybe ignorance, then poor writing skills, lack of knowledge on ethics, then ambition, competition, pressure from seniors, everything we want fast, okay? Then chances of getting caught or action being taken in the universities is slim. होता क्या है, अभी तक क्या होता था, कोई कंप्लेंट आया तो आपके ऊपर कमिटी बैठ जाती थी, इंक्वायरी, ठीक है, तो ये सब चीजें होती थी. बट नाउ यूजीसी हैज गिवन क्लियर कट कॉन्सेप्ट्स एंड पनिशमेंट्स. ओके, नाउ how to avoid plagiarism. Okay, so first thing, be honest. If you have used another's works, then you should properly cite the source, give the reference. Okay, then if you are taking some definitions, then put quotation marks. Okay, paraphrase the things and give the reference. Paraphrase and also cite the things. As far as possible, as far as research is there, you present your own ideas and always use some software to check the plagiarism. Some software means not any software. The software which is approved by your institute, you should use that particular software. Okay. See, I am here with a report given by Urkund. Okay, this is actually the report. Here you can see you have a button, that is if you have given something in quotations, double quotes, okay, then it can be excluded from checking. If you have written something in brackets, that can be excluded from checking. Okay, so in this way, this is the similarity check, 28% it is showing. It should be below 10. Okay, then see, always use quotation marks I have given, and you can also use the indents to the passages. You can also make the font smaller. Okay, you can use the italics if you are copied for reference. Okay, and if you are using some tables, charts, diagrams, then cite the source directly below that particular table or chart or diagram. Okay, and at least once read these guidelines, COPE 1999, because UGC is following COPE 1999, Committee on Publication Ethics. See, this is the homepage of Committee on Publication Ethics, and this document every researcher should read first. Okay, and here you can see these are the links, guidance. They have also given the flow charts, then guidelines. They have also discussed various cases of research misconduct. Okay, so these are the things. Here I have searched for plagiarism and I found 5 documents. Okay, see, this is text recycling guidelines for editors. Text recycling means the self plagiarism. Okay, then these are the text recycling guidelines given in detail. Then the retraction guidelines. Then cooperation between research institutions. Okay. Then a short guide to ethical editing. Then principles of transparency and best practices. Then these are the flowcharts given. And there are some cases, okay, real cases, 618 cases, real cases they have discussed in this particular website, like extensive plagiarism, double plagiarism, suspected plagiarism, in this way. And in this way, with the help of flowcharts, step by step, they have shown all the things. Okay, and one very important guideline COPE has given, that is retraction guidelines. what do you mean by retraction? That is also very important to know. See, retraction is a mechanism for correcting the literature and alerting the readers to articles that contain such seriously flawed or erroneous content or data that their findings and conclusions cannot be relied upon. Okay? Unreliable content or data may result from honest error, new mistakes, or research misconduct. So here, what do you mean by retraction? Suppose you have given a paper to elsewhere. Elsewhere has published the paper, okay? But after that, you may receive some complaints regarding data errors or some issues you will find. Then the publisher has the right to retract your paper from the publication status, okay? And again here, the main purpose of retraction is not punishing the author, but its aim is to give the correct literature to the society. Okay, that is the correcting of the existing literature. Now, if you go to Google and you type retraction database, then you will get one database based on PubMed database. Okay, so in PubMed also there are some retracted papers. Okay, so here I have given subject food science. Okay, so 109 items from food science have been retracted. Okay, so here you can see this is the elsewhere journal, this is Ville, this is again elsewhere. So reputed publishers, they also follow this retraction guidelines. Okay, now food science and India I have given. Okay, this is country India. So again 12 papers have been retracted. Then here only India I have taken. So from India you can see over here there are thousands of paper have been in retracted stage. Okay. Now again I am going ahead with elsewhere. So elsewhere has retracted 3184 papers till date. Okay, then what are actually the reasons of retraction? See, here are the reasons given, that is breach of policy by author, by third party. Then it cites prior retracted work. See, this is also very important. When you are giving references, you should assure that it is not in a retracted database. Okay, if you are giving the citation to the retracted or previously retracted work, then your paper will also be in a retracted stage. Okay, then civil proceedings, then complaints, then you can see concerns, issues about data, image, results, conflict of interest, then you can see copyright claims. Okay, then there are many criteria they have given for retraction. Duplication of article, duplication of data, image, text, then error by journal, publisher, third party, error in analysis, error in data, error in image, error in materials, then ethical violations. Then you can also see fake peer review, falsification, fabrication of data, image, results. Then you can see legal reasons, manipulation of images, then manipulation of results, miscommunication by author, misconduct by author. Then you can see there are so many plagiarism of article, plagiarism of data, then plagiarism of image, plagiarism of text, and you can see here unreliable results, unreliable data, and all these are criteria due to which your paper can be retracted. That means removing it from the publication status. Okay. Now I have just taken one university, Pune University. So there are three papers which are in a retracted stage. And you can see research articles, these many research articles. This is based on PubMed. Okay, see, during that lockdown period, there was enormous research on this COVID-19, right? And there were so many publications in journals. on this coronavirus. So you can see how many papers on coronavirus got retracted in a retracted stage. See here, a number of papers first published, but later on they got retracted, right? Now, I'm coming to collaboration. Okay, what is collaborative research? See, in simple terms, collaborative work is distributed work across many individuals, institutions, or businesses. Collaboration implies individuals or groups sharing their expertise to solve problems, create new solutions, and explore new horizons. Okay, this is actually the aim of collaborative research. And this is the one example I have taken. See, for an individual class assignment, two authors A and B decide to collaborate. Okay, A compiles research notes, B identifies the main findings, and both write their own original research papers separately. Okay, is this unethical collaboration? Is this case of plagiarism? Or it is both unethical collaboration and plagiarism, or it is acceptable collaboration? Of course, it is both unethical collaboration and case of plagiarism also. And what do you mean by research misconduct? Research misconduct means fabrication, falsification, or plagiarism. In which stage? Okay, in proposing, performing, reviewing research, and in reporting research results. It is actually the research misconduct. Okay. See, it is also said that fabrication, falsification, and plagiarism, these are three cardinal sins in research misconduct. Now, what fabrication is? Fabrication means construction and or addition of data, observations, or characterizations that never occurred in the gathering of data or running of experiments. Okay, you are adding something of your own that was never occurred, that data was never found to you. Okay, that is called as fabrication. What falsification is? Falsification means changing or omission of research results to support your claims and hypothesis, right? This is also the research misconduct. Okay, that is the manipulation. Now, see, copyright is the act, but plagiarism, uh, it's a moral case, right? But you can use some clause from our law, copyright law. Okay, that is section 57 of Indian Copyright Act 1957 gives authors the right to claim the authorship of their works. Okay, special rights I have already told you with the examples. Okay, then section 63 of Indian Copyright Act 1957 considers infringement as the criminal offense. Okay, and gives the punishments for the both. So these are the things. And of course, for common knowledge, every subject has got some common knowledge which does not need any citation. So common knowledge, no citations are required. Now, the plagiarism scandals, real life. See, this person is Doris Goodwin, and she is a Pulitzer Prize winning historian. She was forced to step down from the Pulitzer board after she was found to have accidentally used another's words in one of her books. Okay, you can see this. This is the case of 2006. Then she was professor. After being accused of rampant plagiarism in her work, tenured Professor Madonna G was fired from her position at Columbia University. And see, this case was very important case of plagiarism. And this person is Jason Blair. He was reporter in New York Times, and he plagiarized, fabricated, in more than 40 stories between 2002 to 2005. He was fired from his job, forced to give up career, and the top two editors of the newspaper resigned as a result of this scandal. Okay. Then uh, this student, she was the student of Harvard University, and she wrote one article in local newspaper, and that article was found plagiarized one. So university revoked her admission. And this is a very important case. Actually, you all know that the colleges and university, they face NAC committees for getting the grades, right? That is accreditation grades. This is the news published in Times of India, 23rd February 2013. Okay. Actually, plagiarism in colleges was always associated with doctoral students and faculty members who copy from the hard work of others and pass it off as their own work. Now, colleges applying for government accreditation have been found indulging in the same shameful practice. For example, pages 38 to 139 of the SSR submitted by College of Education Meerut, actually Meerut. This is the case of Meerut College of Education. They submitted their SSR to NAC, okay, and page number 38 to 139 dicto word to word was uh, word for word lived from the report filed by Loyola College of Education, Chennai. Okay. See, इन्होंने क्या किया? Loyola College of Education से more than 100 pages उन्होंने exactly copy और paste किया अपने खुद के SSR में. Now, the plagiarism came to light accidentally, and the NAC had appointed S. Sebastian, the principal and secretary of Loyola College of Education, as the member coordinator on the peer review team that visited that Meerut College, okay, to grade it. So, while discussing with media, what Sebastian sir said, he said that while reading the SSR of this college, I got the feeling that I am reading the SSR of my own college. And he tallied the things, and the plagiarism came to light. Okay. So this is also the case of plagiarism. And this is a very pathetic example as 26-year-old faculty of Wadia Women's College committed suicide by hanging herself at her house, okay, in Surat. And the Dickies was upset after allegations of plagiarism in her MPhil thesis. See, Indian Science Advisor, okay, CNR Rao, has apologized for not noticing some copied text in a paper published last year. Then you can also see one example, that is the dramatic allegation of plagiarism was made on the divisional bench of Delhi High Court by the Spicy IP blog on December 1st, 2015. What happened here? The Delhi High Court plagiarized 33 paragraphs of its judgment in Roche versus Sipla case from a law review article written by Shwetashri Muzumdar and Ishan Ghosh in Queen Mary Journal of Intellectual Property. So, this Delhi High Court judgment took 33 paragraphs from an article published. Okay. The Delhi High Court acknowledged the truth of the plagiarism report in an order passed on 8 December 2015 and apologized to the authors. But the responsibility of the plagiarism was laid down to an intern who was told to write a precise facts of the case. Then many people, that is Mulkraj Anand, Indrani Aikat, V.N. Narayanan, B.S. Rajput, he was Vice Chancellor, then Shiv Khera, they are also having the charges of plagiarism. Okay. Now, there are some open source software also to check the plagiarism. Okay, these are all the tools we have. Even the Google search box to some extent is good for checking the things. Then see this Turnitin and Authenticate. These are commercial softwares and these are very effective softwares. Okay, and you can also see this is the Turnitin page, and you can see here how many languages, 30 languages it can check. Then this is the Urkun page. So friends, all this software, they are generating the reports, but there are some things, some keys are available in this software, and you can use those keys. Only the clerical person is submitting your paper to Urkun and he is just taking out the report. It is not sufficient. So human discretion is needed over there. You should sit with your student or your supervisor, and you can note down what is the common knowledge in it, note down the sources which you have acknowledged, so that buttons you should off over there, and then you can check the similarity. So friends, there are free online sources. You can see plagscan.com, then plaque tracker, plagiarism.net. Then you can see there are so many, uh, plagiarism.net. Then Viper is also there. Free plagiarism checker is there. But the thing is, you should be honest researcher. Use style manuals. Properly give complete references or citations wherever required. These are the style manuals available for you. Then the reference management tools are also there, like Zotero, Mendeley, EndNote. These also you can use. So Bill Gates has also expressed his views on plagiarism as an intellectual property theft. The theft of intellectual property with the use of computers and internet is on the rise in contemporary time, he says, and it is done in three ways. That is stealing with the web, stealing within the web, and stealing from the web. Okay, this is the statement of Bill Gates. And you can see this is iceberg, 10 or 20% visible, and all the other percent of iceberg is beneath the sea. So, likewise, what our personality is, our behavior is, okay, this is the 10%, but the inner convictions, beliefs, values, identity, this is all within us, right? And positive attitudes, standards, judgments, it's all within us, and that will reflect in our behavior. So be positive, with positive attitude, face the research and do honest research. Okay. So thank you so much. With this concluding remark, be honest and be a good researcher. Thank you.
Thank you so much, madam. Very nice and eye-opening session. Friends, if you have any question, किसी को कुछ पूछना होगा, you can ask in Hindi, Marathi, English.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please.
Hello. Madam, I have one question.
Yes.
There is the plagiarism checker software is also available.
Ah.
So how much it is reliable?
Sir, as far as your thesis is there, no, or research publication is there, at this stage, don't go for free softwares.
Yeah.
Don't go for free softwares.
नहीं मैडम, अगर यूज करते भी है तो वहां पर अगर अपन चेक कर देते हैं
सर
तो फिर
देखिए
अपन वो पूरे
देखिए सर, मैं आपको एक चीज बताती हूँ। जो ये ओपन सोर्स और फ्री सॉफ्टवेयर जो भी है ना, उनके
हाँ
खुद के कुछ लिमिटेशंस है।
या
इतने
मैडम
इतने वर्ड्स ही वो चेक करेंगे, इतना ही वो चेक करेंगे, इतना ही परसेंट। और देखिए, वो फ्री सर्विस देते हैं, दे डोंट हैव द सब्सक्रिप्शन बेस्ड डेटाबेसेस टू चेक प्लेजरिज्म। जो ओपन एक्सेस लिटरेचर है, उसी में से चेक करके वो आपको रिपोर्ट देंगे। इवन मैं आपको बताती हूँ, यू कंपेयर टर्निटिन एंड उर्कुन, ये दो कमर्शियल सॉफ्टवेयर है। When you compare
या
the
मैडम
results of Turnitin for a document and same document is given to Urkun, Turnitin will show you more plagiarism, Urkun show you less percentage of plagiarism. because Turnitin have the subscription to paid databases more than Urkund. Got the point?
Okay, madam. Okay, madam. Okay.
हाँ.
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, if any institute want to purchase this plagiarism software, so which will be best for institute? Actually, what will be the price
Price
of that?
is in lakhs, but
Our institute want to purchase it, so which will be best?
which institute, ma'am?
Government institute.
Government institute.
Yeah,
Go for
ma'am.
Urkund or Turnitin.
Okay, ma'am. It will be cost around lakhs. Okay, ma'am.
But Turnitin is more effective than
Yes.
Urkund.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
As per my studies goes, huh?
Okay, ma'am.
और किसी को पूछना है कुछ क्वेश्चन?
Madam, can you suggest any online plagiarism tool or software?
Sir, all are online.
Yeah. As per your experience, can you suggest any
Free software or
Yeah.
commercial software?
commercial software that is not good?
That is not good.
Yeah.
Good or not good?
So,
Sir, go for standard software and all
okay.
the software are online. Okay. You can
Okay, ma'am.
just upload your files to that software after login. Every software will give you login password. Okay.
Okay.
And as far as universities are concerned, they will provide you Urkund software. If you are researcher over there or research supervisor, many of the university they are giving the access of the software remote login, okay, to all the research supervisors in their university. Even some universities they are extending these remote access facilities to their affiliated colleges also, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
So we may go for standard software. That is
Yeah,
your suggestion.
standard software, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Because at
Hello.
PG level, doctorate level,
Oh,
the data is very important, sir.
okay,
Data
ma'am.
security must be there. If you are using all this free software now, so at the back end where your data goes, nobody knows. And what happens that malpractices will be there, and you will find your data published by somebody else.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
data security reasons are very important, and for that you should go to recommended software by the higher education institutes only.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, for school
Oh,
level, college level students, for checking their assignments, it is okay.
for student level, it's okay. Online software is okay, but research level we have to go for output.
Research level, never go for those, because
Okay.
you will not know what is their removal policy is there or not, whether they archive your data for how much time, so that you cannot say anything about your data security over
Yes,
there.
yes, ma'am.
Somebody else will publish your data before you.
Yes.
That may happen.
Hello,
And
madam. Am I audible?
yeah.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
हा
Yes.
मॅम, मला एक असं विचारायचं आहे
Hmm.
की आता तुम्ही तर खूप एक्सलंट प्रेझेंटेशन दिलं आणि आम्ही हे ऐकतोच आहे प्लॅगरिझम बद्दल.
Hmm.
आणि नॅक वगैरे पण माहित आहे की प्रत्येक कॉलेजला जातं.
Hmm.
तर मला हे म्हणायचं की हायर इन्स्टिट्यूशन्स मध्ये जितके काही टास्क जसं एडेड कॉलेजला वगैरे पण दिलेले असतात टीचरला, he has to work in several other committees, not only in private institutions. He has to complete its syllabus, and so many tasks are inbuilt. And then there is a constant pressure that if you want to gain something, you have to do the research. So how, and accidentally or intentionally, unintentionally, the plagiarism comes into play. You also showed so many examples that
Yes.
the good peoples were there in the list of the plagiarism. So
Uh,
why the NAC or the UGC is putting constant pressure? Those who want to do research, they should allow it. So constantly bringing that I actually I don't understand why these people sitting in a AC room in a higher institution places do like this. बिकॉज ते एका मापाने सगळ्यांना मोजतात मॅडम.
हो हो
हा
सर
हा माझं म्हणणं आहे.
सर पहा I will talk in Hindi so that other people
येस
will
मॅम,
also
येस मॅम, प्लीज.
understand. एक्चुअली क्या होता था 2009 के पहले जो होता था, जो टीचर को पढ़ाने में क्लासरूम में मजा आता था वो अपना टीचिंग एंजॉय करता था। जो
मैडम
बेसिकली
उसमें भी मजा
माइंड
है
से
ना.
रिसर्चर है, माइंड से
हाँ
रिसर्चर
हाँ.
है, वो अपना
हाँ
रिसर्च
मैम.
में ही लगा रहता था, राइट? दिस वाज द
हाँ मैम.
सिचुएशन बिफोर 2009। लेकिन
यस मैम.
2009 में क्या आया, एपी आया, मीन्स उसमें क्या
हाँ हाँ.
आया कि क्वांटिफिकेशन ऑफ ये आया आपका परफॉर्मेंस अप्राइजल। इतने मार्क्स लिए
जी.
तो ये मिलेगा, इतने मार्क्स लिए तो वो मिलेगा, इतने मार्क्स कंपलसरी है ये प्रमोशन के लिए, इतने मार्क्स सिलेक्शन के लिए जरूरी है। ये सब चीजें जब आई ना, तभी से ये प्लेजरिज्म बढ़ गया। आप अगर देखेंगे आपने भी एक्सपीरियंस किया होगा कि 2009 के बाद में 2013-14 तक नागपुर में इटसेल्फ हर कॉलेज में कॉन्फ्रेंस होती थी, मतलब महीने में 2 बार 3 बार कॉन्फ्रेंस हिस्ट्री होती थी, और उसमें
हाँ
पेपर
मैडम.
डालने के लिए लोग ये करते थे। फिर उसमें से माल प्रैक्टिस शुरू हो गई। और अभी एक और बड़ी चीज चल रही है, वो चीज ऐसे चल रही है कि यूजीसी केयर आ गया। यूजीसी केयर आ गया तो पीपल टेक द कॉन्फ्रेंस, ओके, कोई फंडिंग अथॉरिटी है, फंड लिया, कॉन्फ्रेंस किया, और वो एक्स्ट्रा चार्जेस ले रहे ऑथर्स से कि योर पेपर विल बी पब्लिश्ड इन यूजीसी केयर जर्नल। और
यस
उसका
मैम.
स्पेशल इशू निकाल रहे हैं यूजीसी केयर जर्नल्स। सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर वेर नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड एक्चुअली।
हाँ, और क्या हम किसी को फोर्सफुली रिसर्च करा सकते हैं? ठीक है, एवरीवन वांट्स टू गो अहेड क्लासरूम में, क्योंकि अभी टीचिंग हो रही है, ना के लोग ही आके क्या कहते हैं कि अभी आपको 40% टीचिंग कराना है, बाकी यही धंधे करने हैं. तो ये डबल स्टैंडर्ड है मैडम. इधर रूल्स तो एथिक्स तो हम तो बहुत कुछ लिख सकते हैं, पर
नहीं नहीं।
उस प्रकार से होने भी चाहिए फॉलो. और मुझे एक चीज नहीं पसंद आती कि सारे इंस्टीट्यूशन जो मुंबई में है या जो हार्वर्ड्स में या यूएस में जो इंस्टीट्यूशन है, उनको जो फैसिलिटीज है, क्या वो छोटे शहर में, छोटे गांव में, तहसील प्लेस में उनको वो फैसिलिटी नहीं है? वहाँ का
हाँ
एटमोसफेयर अलग है, वहाँ के
हाँ
स्टूडेंट्स अलग है, तो वो एक ही इससे सब गिनता है. वो मुझे थोड़ा सा ठीक
Yes,
नहीं लगता है. आप उससे थोड़ा.
these are real issues. These are real issues. I agree to you, sir. But
ठीक मैम.
it is not in our hand.
यस मैम, बट इट वाज एक्सीलेंट एक्सीलेंट सेशन बाय. बहुत ही अच्छा था. रियली आई ओपनिंग तो था ही, हम पढ़ते ही थे, तो बहुत डिटेल में आपने एक्सप्लेन किया मैडम. बहुत
Thank you
अच्छा
so
था.
much. Thank you so much.
जी मैम.
Madam, I would like to add addition to that actually. Nowadays, after the NIRF ranking, you know what, actually, most of the private institutions are outsourcing research.
Yeah.
Especially they're hiring other professors for maybe who is good at doing research. And
Yes.
I come to know that actually many private institutions are hiring professors for doing research.
Yeah.
Only for research, and they're outsourcing, which means the name of their college, they have to put the paper, and then they are getting paid. So that's
Yeah.
how actually the current scenario is actually going. I don't know, as you
Sir.
said, actually it's not good, but I feel that actually, especially higher education, especially those who are the professors who are working in central CFTs, central research institutions, they are not doing teaching. They are being only asked for doing research and publish papers.
Research and
But
publish.
especially when it comes to college, and we people are asked both the things, especially teaching simultaneously. We have to go for research, and based on the research only, the NIRF is actually aggregating.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's I'm just adding additional points, ma'am, what I feel.
Yeah. Sure,
This
sir.
happens, ma'am. Especially
Sir,
private institution, in order to get in order to come positions much
yeah.
so for that actually they're I think they are going under such kind of malpractices, I feel.
Malpractices. Yeah, exactly,
वैसे
sir.
तो बहुत सारे इश्यूज है मैडम कि ये प्राइवेट लीडर्स को कॉलेजेस नहीं देने चाहिए थे, गवर्नमेंट